Hi everyone, I'm Sara Lynn, a self-proclaimed neat freak helping people conquer clutter one space at a time. Today I'm going to show you how I helped one busy mom get her daughter's room organized and under control. Kids will be kids, and organizing them can be tough. Marley's mom wanted her to have a space that was creative and encouraged play, but also stays neat and tidy. I'm going to show you a couple of the fun tips I used to get Marley's room sorted. First up, let's talk toys, because we know they can end up everywhere. The best way to deal with them is by creating clever storage solutions that make putting them away a breeze. Dealing with dozens of stuffed animals is always tricky, so I came up with this fun, dual-purpose DIY using nothing but a beanbag chair and a zipper. I started by measuring the length of my zipper. Then I cut a large slit in the top of the beanbag chair and removed the stuffing. I tidied up the edge of the fabric with some seam binding glue and a hot iron. No sewing necessary. Using the same seam binding glue, I secured the zipper to either side of the slit. Snaps or Velcro would also work just as well. Then I filled the beanbag with stuffies and voila, the perfect storage solution for all of these adorable little guys. In an effort to create more small item storage for Marley, I've repurposed this mesh shoe caddy and hung it on the back of her closet door. The less used items we put up at the top, and everyday items are down here at the bottom. I've also given her this adorable stepladder so she can reach everything. I absolutely love compartmentalized cubbies like this for children's storage. They're great because you can use them as open storage to keep pretty things on display or as closed storage to hide things away. Marley already had one in her closet, so that was the perfect jumping off point. These are a great example of something that will grow with you into adulthood, so they're definitely worth an investment. You want to make sure you're letting the contents dictate the storage solution and keep like items together. So what I did was give Marley a ton of boxes, bins, and buckets with clear labels on them so she knows exactly where everything goes when it's time to clean up. Before, these cubbies were a dumping ground for anything that would fit. Now everything has a place and is clearly labeled. Clothing storage can be tricky because kids grow so quickly. What you want to do is create systems that will stay in the room as long as they do. Let me introduce you to what I consider to be one of the biggest organizational game changers out there. The space-saving hanger. Look how thin this guy is. It can actually triple the size of your closet. Now, my recommendation would definitely be to make the investment into some adult hangers because these child ones will only last so long. These are an investment that will take your children into adulthood. To help Marley keep her clothing organized, I created these simple little dividers out of foam, craft foam. Now, these are inspired by those sizing rings at retail stores, and basically all I did was cut a circle into the foam like this and then label it. So now Marley knows where everything should be hung. Marley is an entrepreneurial kid who actually runs a pillow store out of her closet. So it was critical we gave her a space to store her amazing pillows. For that, we just used these simple dividers at the top of her closet, and they work like a charm. These same dividers are also great for storing things like seasonal clothes and sweaters. Can I ring you up? You'll take two? Here's your change. It's never too early to start teaching the art of giving. So what I encourage parents to do is to create a donation bin out of a laundry hamper or a big basket. Basically, when Marley is done with an article of clothing or a toy, she can put it in the basket, and then once a month you can donate its contents to a local charity. It's always a great idea to start teaching autonomy at a young age, and I think laundry can be the perfect place to do that. Here I've given Marley her own laundry basket without a lid, so she can decide for herself when it's time for laundry day. Ultimately, when you're organizing for kids, you want to keep things neat and tidy, but also give them room for their imaginations to shine. And I think this room definitely does both. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to share your inspired ideas with me. I love hearing from you. See you next time.